Hey peeps, I'm Breanna and this is my first vlog. I swear I'll try to make it interesting. So to introduce myself, I figured I'd make like a day in the life of Breanna video. This isn't actually all one day, it's like a couple days combined, because I didn't think you wanted to know about the boring parts. I thought I'd just show you the funny parts. So yeah, this is like partly yesterday, partly today. I think you'll find it entertaining. So yesterday started off pretty normal. I slept until like 10:30 and my alarm goes off, you know, that thing you do. And then I went downstairs and as usual no one was doing anything. And then after a while my mom was like, why don't you go wash cars with your dad? And I'm like, okay fine, I'll go wash the cars. So then I was like washing cars like a boss. Of course it's like, oh yeah, I'm a boss washing cars, like spray the car, you know, like cool people do. And then I come back in and I'm going shopping with my mom and I'm like, I need to change. But it's really hot out and I'm like really tired, so I kind of collapse on the bed and then the clothes are really far away, so I'm kind of like, clothes, I'm just too far from where you are. Now I'm sure most of you know I was referencing Michael Bublé's song Home right there. But if you didn't know that, brush up on your music. So me and my mom are shopping for groceries and my mom decides it's a fantastic idea to just use some baskets instead of getting like a cart. I'm like, mother, no. But as per usual she didn't listen to me, so we get some baskets and I'm carrying like 4 cereal boxes and like milk and all this meat and I'm basically just walking around like diet. And my mother's just like, whatevs. We should have gotten a buggy. I told her, but she didn't listen to me. So then I'm like carrying all this to the car, and these people are giving me like strange looks because I'm like over like a hunchback trying to like carry this bag, and it was bad. It was bad. And then we get home, we eat dinner, and we're gonna go see Cowboys and Aliens. And I'm like, you know, that movie sounds really stupid, but maybe it will actually be good because Daniel Craig is in it, and Daniel Craig is hot. Don't try to deny it, because you're wrong. So we're watching the movie, and Daniel Craig is like on the ground and wakes up, he's like, whoa, I'm American, not British. And then Harrison Ford sees him, he's like, I'm gonna shoot you because you stole some stuff. And Daniel Craig's all like, whoa man, I don't remember anything. These aliens like stole my memory or something. And then these aliens come like, pew, pew, pew. And they, you know, like blow up everything and like takes people with them. And they're like, we gotta find these aliens and get our people back. And then they ride on some horses to go fight the aliens, and they like shoot aliens with some arrows and stuff, and the aliens actually die from that. Yeah, and then the girl randomly dies, and the thing blows up, and then it ends. And Daniel Craig rides off into the sunset like a boss. Yeah, overall I wasn't like amazingly impressed with this movie, but I kind of dealt with it because Daniel Craig was in it, and I love watching him because he's awesome. I mean, he was James Bond. Who doesn't love someone who's James Bond? So then this morning, my alarm goes off at 9:30 because I figured I better wake up a little earlier because I'm going to have to get used to it for this week because I'm taking driving lessons. Joy of joys. I have to be there at like 9:30. My dad's going to drive me, and he's probably going to take me like an hour earlier, so I'm just going to like stand around like a loner. So anyway, yeah, I wake up, my alarm goes off, and I'm like, and then I go on the computer to look at smartphones because my parents said they might get me a phone for my birthday because my phone is crap. I got it from my cousin, but it just keeps getting like increasingly broken, and my MP3 doesn't hold a charge anymore, so like, we'll get you a new phone because they'll have MP3 players in them now. I'm like, okay, good. So I'm looking at these smartphones, I'm like, I want Android because everything else sucks. And there's like this Boss phone that's like Samsung Fascinate. And I'm like, okay, I'm fascinated. Tell me more. And then I'm like, okay, this is Boss. So then I'm all like, okay, I want it with this student plan. And it's all like, oh no, bitch, you can't have this phone unless you pay for a $50 plan. I'm like, excuse me? I don't want to pay for a $50 plan. I don't even want to pay for a $40 plan. The plan I have now costs like $10 a month. Why would I want to pay that? Well, because otherwise I'd have to buy out the phone, and it would be like $600. So I don't think I'm going to be getting that phone, but I think it's probably the most boss phone I've ever seen, and I would very much like to have it. And then I'm like chilling upstairs on my computer and my grandma phones, and I'm talking to her, and then I hang up, and right after the phone rings again, I'm like, oh, it's probably just my grandma calling to say she forgot to tell me something. But then I look at the caller ID and it's like, Starbucks coffee. I'm like, what? And then I answer it, and the person's like, oh, we were just calling to get some more information about you because you applied for our job. I'm like, oh, shit. Except I didn't actually say that while I was on the phone with the person. I kind of said that internally, and then afterwards I actually said it out loud. And she's all like, asking me stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I do this and like this. Like, I'm a boss. I'm available all the time. Like, could you please hire me now? Except I wasn't that desperate. I very much hope they will hire me because I very much need a job. Yeah, saying I need a job desperately would be like putting it mildly. I need a job like really badly because I want to get a car, except I have like no money to pay for the insurance or the gas. So I'm just going to be like a sad busser person for like ever until I can actually get a freaking job. So please hire me. I'm like crossing all my fingers together in like this really awkward crossing knot thing. Someone please hire me. And then, yeah, after that, my day got pretty boring. I watched some Gilmore Girls. It's, like, my favorite show ever. Like, actually, I'm not just saying that. That literally is my favorite show ever because it's so clever and funny and awesome. And it's basically, like, the representation of what I want to be, which is clever and funny and awesome. I try to be clever and funny and awesome. I don't know if I always am. People tend to not appreciate my clever, funny awesomeness. Hopefully you guys will, and you'll like this video. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Expect more clever, awesome, funny videos of me in the future. I'm sorry about, like, the choppiness of this video and the horrible editing. I just have Windows Movie Maker, and everyone knows how much that sucks. Alright, thanks for watching my video. Bye, peeps.